1963, after a period of post-war immigration, racial tensions were rising. Many firms were banning non-white labour, including the government-owned Bristol Omnibus company. It had agreed a colour bar with the trade union and refused to employ black or Asian bus crews.
Whilst we can obtain white labour in this city, we intend to go on engaging white labour rather than coloured labour.
Inspired by the civil rights movement in America, youth worker Paul Stevenson led a campaign to overturn the ban by boycotting Bristol buses. The protest went national, and 4 months later, the bus company backed down. Those who took part say it was a pivotal moment in British black history and led to a change in equality laws in the UK.
Ecstatic. We were so happy, to have done that and got that result. So it was really, really great. And what on the books for the rest is yet to come.
But it would be 50 years before an apology came from the trade union.
It was completely unacceptable. I can well understand the sense of injustice and pain that has been felt because of what happened in Bristol all those years ago. And I hope today's meeting and apology goes some way to righting a great wrong.
And it was only in December last year that one of the pioneers, Guy Bailey, finally got a written apology from the council. Now, at this 60th anniversary event, current operator First Bus has just announced a new campaign to make people aware of the history of the Bristol Bus Boycott and the legacy it left behind. And that's something that's proudly celebrated in St Paul's. Glenn was 11 when he arrived here from Jamaica in 1967 and faced constant discrimination.
Back in the days, it's Hells Angels, skinheads, and then we have to fight our way through with racism.
He knows how tough it was for the campaigners to make a stand against racism.
We have to give thanks for that, because they made a way for us. Just like my generation made a way for this generation, So from now on, it only should get better.
But 60 years on from the Bristol Bus Boycott, and racial equality campaigner Julz Davis says there's still much to do.
I'm a son of the city and I'm a beneficiary of those sacrifices and that bravery and that courage. And I think, we stand on the shoulders of giants, and I think it's really important that we try to honour and build on and progress and dismantle the ongoing racism that exists.
He says racism is overt and institutional.
It might be when it comes to going for a job, the types of questions that you're being asked or the assumptions that are being made with the questions that are being asked.
This Bristol-based group is working to change that. Black Southwest Network is the only organisation of its kind in the region supporting businesses run by minority groups. It aims to challenge policymakers on barriers to inclusion.
What we're now looking at is more of a social segregation. We see this in schools, and how segregated schools can be, and also in terms of the children, the social integration, and the more that is not well celebrated or diverse, then you can see that there's segregation within the schools. Now, not only is it the social segregation, but you also have academic attainment and achievement, which is also still quite stark and quite strong in the city, as Bristol is seen as a city with high levels of exclusion.
So while the Bristol Bus Boycott left much to be celebrated, it seems there's still much to do to improve equality in Bristol.
We didn't do that in vain. We started that and we'll continue. And we still do the peaceful way of dealing with things. And you need to remember, you cannot let it die a death.